Loud. Okay, so it is 5:30 p.m. on January 14th, 2021, and I'm calling the Freetown Finance Committee meeting to order, noting that the members present are Christine, Carol, Katie, and Gary. Absent at this point are Bob and Craig and Huguette. So let's see, pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order, suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, GLC 30A, Section 18, and the Governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitation on the number of people that gather in one place. This meeting of the Freetown Finance Committee will be conducted by remote participation. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. A recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of the proceedings will be posted to the town's YouTube channel and or the Town of Freetown website, freetownma.gov. Okay, and we have no new people joining at the moment, so I guess the first thing is the minutes from December 3rd, 2020. Does anybody have any comments on them?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the meeting.
Minutes. Okay, and a second?
This is Katie.
Oh, okay. Katie got in there first. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, Christine?
Aye.
And Carol?
Aye.
And Katie?
Aye.
And Gary, aye. So that's unanimous. Okay, so now we have a transfer request from the Board of Selectmen from the Reserve Fund for the transfer station. The amount is $500, and it's transferred to the transfer station operator PFT. Anybody know what PFT stands for?
I don't know. Does that
No, I don't.
full-time FT?
Permanent full-time, maybe?
Permanent full-time.
Awesome.
Right. Okay, that must be it. Yeah. Okay, so amount requested is to be used for, let's see, it says after discussions with the transfer station supervisor, it was decided that a full-time employee would better suit the needs of the department than a collection of per diem part-time workers. This would allow for better coverage in the event of unexpected staff absence. And it's extraordinary or unforeseen because an internal candidate working as a step 3 heavy equipment operator in the highway department has applied for the position. Before making a hiring decision, the board is seeking to transfer to allow for the move to the transfer station. Okay, so do we have discussion on that?
I do.
Yeah.
I just don't see how that's extraordinary or unforeseen.
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah. It's the same.
It was an open position?
Say again?
Was it an open position?
I think it's now a new position.
It's new.
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
They
In the
said someone
past, it,
applied. Why would they advertise it without having the funding ready?
good question. I don't know.
I don't know if I've got some background that may or may not
Yeah.
help you decide.
Okay.
the transfer station, I believe, is now a new department. Vicky, who's been in charge over the years, she got kind of boosted up to the top position and got a raise, and this new physician deal is to replace what she did down there. That's my understanding after talking with, I believe, Kim.
Ah,
My thought would be when you do a reorganization like that, you try and do it for the next fiscal year so you can plan accordingly.
I kind of agree with that. And
Yeah.
we've had a couple times recently, they've done stuff like this without having the money. Like last month or whenever well, I say it was you voted not to fund the highway department person.
Kind of the same.
Yeah,
It's setting a precedent.
yeah, I'm not comfortable funding salaries with the reserve fund in the middle of the year
yeah.
on new positions.
And
Yeah.
maybe,
Especially if it was a planned reorg. Why wasn't that factored into the budget?
Right.
If they're
And if-
planning on doing it.
If it wasn't,
Yeah.
then you do it for the next fiscal year.
Yeah.
And we're only 6 months away.
I think
Right.
in comments, you should say in reference to the same issue last month with the highway department, we believe that this type of position shouldn't be funded through this fund.
The
Right.
reserve fund, correct?
Reserve
Yeah.
fund.
Yeah. Okay. So,
But make it look like it's setting a pattern.
Yeah, I was surprised to see this come through because of the last time.
Clearly, it wasn't made.
yeah.
Clear,
Yeah.
right?
It would have been nice to have a better message from the selectmen as to why they did it. Maybe it's something to do with the Board of Health could not oversee the transfer, and that's why they reorganized that. But it would be nice for them to say so.
Is it possible that they budgeted it and they just didn't budget enough money and now they want to hire somebody that makes more money?
Yeah,
Well, Vicky would be getting a raise
Well, it's saying
because
that
she's
internal candidate-
basically got a.
Yeah.
All right, I missed that last comment, but
It's stating that someone currently working as a heavy equipment operator as a step 3 has applied for the position. So to me, it seems like they want to hire him, but maybe a heavy equipment operator step 3 makes more money than they were hoping to pay this full-time transfer assistant.
that could be. I heard that there were 2 highway department people that were interested in the position.
So it's hard to say, like, yeah, like you said, we need, like, is it a new position? Is it a budgeted position and they need more money to hire the appropriate candidate?
I'm thinking Vicky is a new position. Moving up to department head, I would think.
Well, maybe Gary, you need to ask for more information
Yeah.
before we,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think as a general rule, when you have questions like this, it would be good to let me know right away so that I can ask questions before we have
Can
the
you do
meeting.
that? I mean, I did have these questions written down. I
Yeah.
don't know if it violates open meeting law.
Not if it's
Um,
2 of you.
oh, that's true. Yeah, if it's 2 of us,
No.
it doesn't.
2
but-
or 3 of you would not violate open meeting,
But-
4 would.
Right.
Well, okay.
Right. But what you can do is say that you have questions and would like to have, say, a representative from the Board of Selectmen at meeting to answer them. So we could do that. So I can ask these questions, or we can just reject it and give them our reasons.
I mean, either way, I'm not comfortable funding it with the reserve fund at this time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that will go towards the next request. I have stuff to say on that. If it is a budgeted position and
Okay,
they're looking for more money,
Hmm.
maybe that can be revisited.
I say that again. I didn't hear it.
if it is a budgeted position and they're just looking for more money, I think it should be tried to be managed within their budget from now until the end of the fiscal year, and then come back to us at the end of the year saying, we were overspent this is why, and look for the transfer at that time.
Okay. Let me make a note of that. So
And that's my
use,
thoughts on the other one too.
use available funds and come back later for more. Okay. So is that general consensus of?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so so does somebody make a motion on this?
go Christine.
I don't know what make a motion to deny the request at this time pending further information.
Sure. That sounds reasonable. Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Carol? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, Christine
Aye.
and Carol,
Aye.
Katie
Aye.
and Gary, aye. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Get that one out of the way. Pull the other one to the front. Okay, so this request is for the town administrator in the amount of $1,646.95, transferred from the reserve fund to the town administrator permanent full-time. So the funding would be used to pay the new town administrator, Peter Jankowski, his negotiated pay rate. After contract negotiations with the new town administrator, the negotiated pay rate worked out to be slightly higher than that of the previous administrator. The balance figure above represents the funding needed from Mr. Jankowski from January 4th through the end of the fiscal year. So, Christine, your feeling is again to wait until the
My feeling with reserve fund in general, depending on what it is, I mean, you know, you can always try and manage it within your own budget, cut costs other ways. You know, this was extraordinary and unforeseen. We didn't, or I don't know if they knew, you know, David was going to retire or whatever. Regardless, it's a contract. You can't guess what the new person's coming in at on July 1st, but try and manage it within your budget first and then come to us at the end of the year.
Yeah. Maybe we should have a look at the budget and see where they stand in terms of spending, to see whether that's a reasonable thing to request.
I mean, because I mean, they
does
could
that
absorb
not matter?
$2,000. It really doesn't matter. It's hard to see what they're going to spend within the next 6 months. Right now, they'll have money in their budget for it. It's a matter of their spending from now until the end of the year.
Yeah, that's true.
But, you know, rather than, you know, doing the 8646 at the end of the year, it might only be 5,000 because they may have underspent in other areas.
Right. Should we wait until the end of the year to reconcile expenses versus what they have in their budget?
Correct.
That's what I would recommend.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we used to do it that way, and then, of course, the finance committee gets very busy right at the end with all these departments in there, whatever. But that meeting last night, they were looking to maybe change that in the bylaws. So we didn't vote on anything last night. This is Mike McHugh's meeting, and unfortunately, Christine missed it, and her points would have been very good. But we're going to get
Um,
back into the various things that they were covering, including the finance committee.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm glancing their budget right now to see where it might be
And even if it,
room.
they might have it in the expenses and then you transfer from expense to salary.
Right.
Then from
Yeah.
They can move it around in their department
Right.
as opposed to the reserve fund.
They
That's what
might
you're
not be able
saying.
to manage
Okay.
it within their salaries. I think there's not much wiggle room in a salary budget, but in an expense budget
No,
it
no.
can be.
Right. In
And
expenses.
from other departments as well, not just
Yeah.
necessarily their department.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let me make a note of that.
I mean, right now they're telling us
So,
contract is higher than David's was. We need the money. You might not need the money.
right. Yeah. Okay. So try to find the money
Manage,
first
yeah. Manage it.
from cutting expenses.
I don't think you have to go into that detail.
Or no?
I
No.
think you,
I would just say, see if you can manage it within your budget.
exactly,
Come back to
Okay.
us with at the end of the year with the transfer request.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
Like May or June or
I would
something. Yeah.
definitely be in favor of doing it at the end of the year, because to me, that's
Yeah.
not an extraordinary circumstance.
Okay.
Right now, I don't think it is.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've got that. Okay. So we have a motion.
go for it, Christine.
I'll try.
Okay.
Motion made to deny the request at this time. Come back at year end.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Carol. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. And Christine
Aye.
and Carol
Aye.
and Katie
Aye.
and Gary. Aye. Okay. So let's see if I can read my notes. I'll be okay. Otherwise, I'll have to listen to the recording. Okay. The other thing on the agenda was a discussion of vacancies for the election. So there was in the Freetown Flash today, there was a list of all the positions. So now I know for sure that we have 2 3-year positions. Those are the ones that are currently held by Huguette and Craig. And we have 2 1-year positions. Those are currently held by Carol and Christine. Kent has told me that Huguette is submitting a letter of resignation.
I talked to her today.
Okay.
She did not get the town hall yet. She has it all written out, 3 copies to go to the appropriate people.
Okay. So we will probably actually have that vacancy be
That's effective
election if
February
anybody
1st.
knows anybody. Okay.
I am
So we
considering
can-
it right now. I haven't completely decided to fill
Okay.
Huguette's spot.
Okay.
Because in budget, we have to guarantee any meeting that we're going to have a quorum. And I think you mentioned you weren't sure if Craig was going to run again.
I haven't talked to him about it, so
Right. That's what I
yeah,
meant.
he very well might or might not. I just have no idea.
Right.
Yeah. So let's see. So I would let's see. I guess one of the issues is how to go about collecting signatures.
Well, I talked to Cheryl today. I actually went and pulled my nomination papers. And all
Yeah.
you do is pretty much like you used to. It has to be an original signature. You have to go door to door. You have to stand somewhere. It's 40 signatures. No electronic.
40. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's 40.
Oh, jeez.
So
Oh,
I did pull the papers. I don't know if I'll get 40 signatures.
Did you
Yeah.
pull it for a 3-year term or the
No, I
year
pulled it for
continue?
1 year unexpired, which was my, whatever I'm in now.
ah,
People
Uh,
just in front of juniors with a pen.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't
I
want
don't-
to.
Yeah,
I
I know.
Not me. Not
I know.
me.
So
yeah.
No, you don't have to do it personally.
you're right in.
That's why I asked Cheryl that. She did say, I can give these, people can do it on my behalf. So my husband's a very social person, so he
Ah,
can do
good.
it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say how many copies
You can't have copies. You can pull
did you
up
get?
to 5 nomination papers. She said most
Okay.
people pull 3 to 4. She gave me 3. There's 30
Okay.
on each one.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you want to either drop one off at my house or mail one to me, I can go around my neighborhood and collect some
Yeah, I was thinking about
signatures.
putting something on my neighborhood Facebook page or something. And I just moved to this area, so I don't know
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
Going back to
I've been here 25 years and I don't know anybody.
10 people, it's more than me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no, they did not give any ease up on any of that for the local election,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
unfortunately.
Surprised by that.
Yeah. I'm really surprised that it's 40.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was thinking that's about what it was last time. I remember collecting at the senior center for
Yeah.
somebody.
Gary, if you
Yeah.
brought it around the neighborhood, you could easily get 20 of them.
You think so?
I think so.
Um,
Usually one, at least one, but usually 2 voters in every house.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking of whose doors I feel comfortable knocking on.
Oh, I think you'd have to
Uh,
treat, there's 10.
yeah. 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 So yeah, if you want to do that, I'm willing to help out on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Gary and I live,
Otherwise, you're not writing me in.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
I think you should just be written in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think, I mean, they're not making it easy. You know what I mean?
No.
And as much as I want to contribute to this committee, it's not, they don't make it easy.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know if that's
Um,
something, and I mean, I was reading the town meeting
Yeah.
document that Mike sent. I don't know if this is a town bylaw or if it's under the, but it says, about the finance committee being elected, started in 19 whatever at this many. Like, can you change this to being appointed? I mean, I know in Rentham and Foxborough, they're appointed by the moderator.
Ah.
I don't think we would.
That would be a bylaw change to have people appointed as opposed to elected. I think this
Yeah.
town is always elected from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I can
think
just see how
the,
this would, not that you have a lot of interest in the committee anyway, but why this would dissuade some people, because I'm dissuaded, running again, because
yeah.
Right.
I don't want to be, I'm not a politician. I don't want to go solicit myself out there,
No,
I'm happy to
I
help and
feel.
volunteer and give my knowledge and time, but
Yeah.
to
Right.
what point do I,
No, I feel the same way. Yeah.
Well, maybe that can be
Yeah.
brought up with Mike's committee about changing the bylaw to having it appointed, and then you have to determine who would appoint and the distribution, whether you want so many per precinct or you want however else you might want to do it.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, what would happen? It's a 7-member committee, right?
Right.
So if Carol's resigning, Huguette resigning, right? That makes 5.
Yep.
If I didn't go up for it again, you'd be down to 4.
So everyone would have to show up to have a quorum.
Right. And if not, I mean, what happens to the committee? Does it dissolve if per se somebody else wanted to resign?
There
Okay.
are state regulations that we have to have a finance committee.
Because the budget's over $1 million.
Yeah, it's tied into that. I don't know exact number, but it's tied into that.
Yeah.
There would have to be
Um,
changes made anyway, because if Craig, obviously Craig decided not to do it again either, we wouldn't even, you'd have 3 members.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Uh,
But you
I
might
don't
get
know.
somebody new that wants to come in, or they can do a write-in, like I did my first time. I got 9 votes and I was in.
You were on the
Yeah.
committee for how long, Kent?
7 years.
7?
I started back in 13, I think it was.
Yeah. Um,
And I am thinking about coming back. I haven't quite ready to make the commitment, but I think I'm going to jump in on Hugh Get's seat and get us through a portion of the budget anyway, through election, and then decide how it's going after that.
yeah. Yep. Okay, well, I hope everyone keeps some feelers out of people who might be interested. Um,
True, and
Yeah.
thinking also of write-in.
yes, yeah.
But you may get somebody that does go and get the signatures, and they'd be in before the write-ins.
Right, yeah.
You see a name on a ballot, most people just plain check it off and
Yeah.
go on.
Right. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
right.
Unless,
But we-
unless
yeah,
there's
I
a
mean,
choice.
we do have-
But
We do have 4 positions though, so,
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
right.
Right, and how many names are gonna be on the ballot, yeah. Could just be
Yeah.
mine. Maybe,
Yeah,
right? Like,
could
We
be.
don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I remember one year we had
Okay,
somebody
so
write in. They did 2 positions, and they took the one with the most votes and the longest term. I think they had a 3-year, maybe a 1-year.
Yeah. Okay, so anything else to discuss?
I don't think so.
Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Okay, Carol,
Christine,
Christine, all in favor?
aye.
Aye. Christine,
Aye.
Carol,
Aye.
Katie,
Aye.
and Gary, aye. So we are adjourned at 5:58 p.m. And thank you very much. And we'll be back next time we need it. Okay, take care,
All right.
everybody.
All right, take care.
Thanks, Gary.
Good night.
Take care.
All right, bye for everybody.
Bye.